said tonight during the public comment period as it pertains to teaching and learning in the German program?
I can't think of any, but I made a mental note about Early College High School, and hopefully that'll be addressed factually with this presentation as to the funding of it, things like that. Things were mentioned. Do you have anything in particular?
Well, I think I don't know that I've received enough information to comment myself, but I don't know if there's any comment to be made, what the best format is for us to do that.
I think if we know of a factual, something that was misstated through all the comments, we can certainly address it at this time.
At this time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, is there anything that...
I don't have any here. Dr. Liggins, if there was anything, is there anything you would like to maybe correct from what might have been said incorrectly tonight?
No, most of it was passion. There's the language program is what's been phased out, not the dance and the cultural learning and all of that. That's all after school activities. But other than that, no, sir.
There was one thing I remember, Aaron, the board didn't have anything to say with doing this, and some people might have had that impression. I think at least one person said something about the board making this decision. So that's one inaccuracy.
Thank you.
Did you want to talk about the numbers?
I can. The numbers, one of the determining factors for the German program being phased out is the changing in demographics. We currently offer in middle school Spanish to native Spanish speaking students. That's about 30% of our student population now. And so we have 70% of our kids going on to high school. The overwhelming majority of those kids choose Spanish. The second largest majority of those students choose ASL, American Sign Language. And the smallest group that chose, in fact, 37 students chose it moving forward out of our entire 8th grade class, is German. So it was based, and it was really not a decision it fell in the same lines as any other course. If it appears to be, kids are no longer interested in it, you no longer offer it. We make schedules according to kids, so it was kind of that sort of decision.
Do you know what the numbers are? That's the 37 you spoke of just now is incoming 8th graders going into 9th grade who chose to enroll in German. What do you have an idea of the enrollment numbers of German 1 students moving on to German 2, and then German 2 to 3 and 3 to 4?
I think there's 2 small classes of German 1, I think. And I know German 3 and 4 are teeny tiny. And that had been decided long ago. It was not financially feasible. I think there's 2 and 2 in a class.
Okay, thank you.
So.
Thank you. I just, realizing that so many folks came out this evening and had so many thoughts about it, and knowing that there are still representatives of the group that are here, I thought maybe we should offer up factual response to it, and so thank you.
I appreciate you initiating that. I think the only thing that I'd like to say on this topic is I recognize that we are going to have to make some very difficult decisions, but I do feel very strongly that as these decisions are made, the board is involved in making them. We need to establish what our priorities and programs are going to be. We know we're going to have some difficult decisions to make, so my hope is that as these things progress, that we have involvement when these types of things come up. And I guess my final question is, we're the board, is the decision that has been made final?
I don't know how it could be final.
Well, we are still
I'm not sure we can get
It's
into
not,
that.
we don't have a budget yet, so it's not we don't have a budget yet. We're still working on that budget. And I'm sure that we will have whatever information we need to make a decision about the budget itself. So, yeah, I don't think we have that information yet.
To
I
Leslie.
just feel like that message isn't being made clear, whether the decision is, and I can't speak for this board. I can only speak as an individual, and so that's why I feel like almost a consensus is needed in making a statement that, hey, the decision, we went down one path, we've received all of this feedback, we're hearing you, decision isn't final. And that's honestly how I feel about it. I'd like to continue to have the conversation before it's the final decision is made.
I think we need to get back on the agenda.
You're probably right. We do, I agree with Leslie in that the board, we need to be very active in the budget process, more than we have been up to this point. And I think that is the proper time to discuss our priorities, even into curriculum if we think. But the budget is when, this is all coming about because of budget-related things. So hopefully tonight, we're talking about the budget first reading. It's pretty general, but we need to get more into the weeds of it as we go forward. And I think that'll help us flesh out these kinds of issues. There are gonna be, Leslie's right, there's gonna be some really hard decisions. And we should have some input, we don't wanna micromanage, right? None of us even
No, we
want to.
don't.
Right.
No, we don't.
No, but we do need to have a voice, because we represent the public. And I think we'll have the chance to do that, hopefully, in the budget workshops.
Thank you for speaking to that. I know we're off topic, getting close to being off topic, but we're still under the heading of teaching and learning, so I thought I would try to pop that in before it got any later, and we lost more of our audience.
But I mean, from a budget standpoint, I mean, it's still our job to look at what the administration brings to us, okay? Now, our job is to either pass or reject the budget. Now, it's not our job to say what they ought to cut or not to cut. We hired them to do that, okay? So each campus ought to know what they can cut and what they can't cut based on the number of students that is going to those particular courses. When they bring it to us, yes, I would like to know what it was they cut, but that shouldn't be our job to determine whether they can cut it or not cut it, okay? We hired them. They're to manage this budget, okay? It's our job to pass the budget if the budget is correct, okay? And so I don't believe in micromanaging, saying you can't cut this program, you can't cut that program. That's what we hired them to do. Everybody at the campus, okay? The campus level, I'm sure that they have to come in with what they believe is not as important on their campus, okay? And all that is rolled up to our financial folks who says, okay, here's what we can cut because this is not feasible to keep this program going, okay? And I know that there's gonna be some program that is not going to be popular, that is going to have to be cut based on feasibility, okay? So.
Let's do early college, high school, then we can get into the budget. We can go much deeper into the budget discussion.
Not much deeper. Not much deeper. That's right.
Good evening, President Kelso, Dr. Wiggins, and members of the board. I'm here tonight to talk about something good. Actually, I'm here tonight to talk about something great, or if you will, something outstanding, wonderful, exciting.
You got an hour and a half.
All night long, I could talk. First of all, I'd like to talk about the grant a little bit. As you probably heard, we received a 4-year grant from the Texas Education Agency for $1,144,000 over 4 years. This will provide an opportunity. This provides an opportunity for students to